Every day, every month, every year, climate change is accelerating. And the tragedy is, as climate impacts worsen, the most vulnerable communities who already can't cope with the heat waves, with the storms and the floods and the unpredictable growing seasons, they remain the most disproportionately impacted. Now, UNEP research shows that without action, we're heading for a temperature rise of around 2.5 to 2.9 degrees by 2100, which is well beyond what we agreed together in the Paris Agreement in 2015. We know that if we are to provide climate justice for all and to preserve a livable planet, we must urgently reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We must urgently step up and adapt to climate impacts. And we must urgently truly address the issue of climate finance and loss and damage. And that's why it is a task that requires every group to influence political leaders, businesses, and financiers, to ask them to back the transition to a net zero world and to protect vulnerable population. Faith leaders have a unique influence and a moral right to be the voice for those that do not have one. Faiths are about the collective, not the individual. Such collectivism is also the founding principle of the United Nations. And through the Paris Agreement and many other multilateral environmental agreements, we are facing up to climate change. We're facing up to nature and biodiversity loss and to pollution and waste. This is what we at UNEP call the triple planetary crisis. Collaboration between faiths with secular colleagues and with the multilateral systems can help to ensure a success of these multilateral approaches. Now, I hope that you are hearing the egrets in my background because they want you to believe and to take action on this issue. UNEP's Faith for Earth coalition is already working in this space, and it is great to hear about the possible establishment of a global multi-faith women-led climate action network. Not only would such a network help bring more people together to work for this common cause, it can also provide a strong unified voice to challenge the fact that women and girls remain disproportionately affected by the climate crisis. A much needed voice given gender equality in political and business leadership is still far away. Yet women continue to overcome these challenges and are already leading the way, acting as beacons of hope for so many around the world. So Dr. Husna Ahmed, CEO of Global One, the Reverend Dr. Jane Burkhardt, General Secretary of the Lutheran World Federation, Grandmother Mona Polaka, Chair of the International Council of the Indigenous Grandmothers, and Her Excellency Sonja Guajajara, Minister of Indigenous Peoples of Brazil. These are just several women spearheading innovative solutions to create a better and more sustainable future. As the lead organization for coordinating environmental matters within the UN, UNEP is committed to championing women and achieving gender equality. And with the Faith for Earth Coalition, the Interfaith Women Council is amplifying the voices of women of faith in the environmental advocacy. So friends, we now have the chance to build more trust between multi-faith and multi-secular actors, with women's participation and leadership central to these efforts. By fostering open dialogue, showcasing successful collaboration, and initiating joint projects, we can create a foundation of mutual respect. We can use the extensive outreach of faith-based groups and the knowledge and advocacy of all entities to educate and push for more substantial policy changes. And we can use the vast networks of faith organizations to reach wider communities, enhancing grassroots mobilization for climate action. We can show real stewardship of the natural world, which every faith and every belief system agrees is an act of divinity. And together, we can secure a climate resilient, safer, and more equitable future for us all. I thank you.